And at Prenton Park, the atmosphere building towards kick-off in this, the first of the new season's matches for clubs in Europe. Many played this afternoon, as we were talking earlier, and tonight really a special atmosphere with, of course, Rangers taking on Shelbourne, and both teams have had to travel, so have their supporters, and both have come here full of hope. Well, let's look at it in a little more detail. And the Shelbourne players have been training in Merseyside for a couple of days now, forced to move because of the decision to switch the match. Rangers have a lot of support in Ireland, but in 1984, when they played in the Republic, there were a lot of crowd problems. Shelbourne shows they weren't forced to move the match.
The club were left with no other decision to make. The police had information that maybe there was a possibility of people coming down maybe from the north to cause trouble. There's also that faction in Dublin of Celtic versus Rangers. And to avoid, at this stage in Ireland too, this is the marching season, and just to avoid any possibility of danger, it was decided to transfer. If we hadn't, and something had happened, I mean, we would have been hung out to dry. Nothing is worth that.
But let no one be in any doubt, this is a very big game for the Irish side.
Huge disappointment, because in the past couple of years they didn't have really good draws. This is really attractive draw, and you're talking about having a full house in Talca Park, which is 12,000 people in a very tight stadium, and for the players they wouldn't have even experienced that, and that would have been great. I don't think that would have been something they would have remembered, but that's the hand we've been dealt. And I'm not in the business now of making excuses before we start. We're big boys, and we just have to go ahead and do our work.
Well, that work could have been in the Champions League, barring a last-day upset. But the players remain confident of the task that lies ahead tonight.
We'll give a good account of ourselves. That's the main thing for us. It's a big game for us, as I said, and you don't get them that often. So, I mean, realistically, I don't think we'll beat them over the two legs, but we might surprise them on one of them. So hopefully it might be this one.
They're a huge club. They've got lots of money. They obviously want to win the Scottish League again this year and do well in Europe. So they brought in a big manager with big players and big money, and, you know, if that's the way it is, that's the way it is. We can't compete with it money-wise, but hopefully we'll compete on the night.
Pat Morley is a former Celtic trialist, and another man who knows a lot, former Arsenal's Pat Scully.
Yeah, the training's very good here. I mean, I know it's a part-time club, but we've got a good family at the club. We've got some excellent coaches, we've got a good manager, and we've got a good pool of players here, and we try and do it as professionally as we possibly can.
Nominally, Shelbourne are the home side tonight, but that really does count for nothing once the big kick-off takes place. It's quite simply a case of them going out against the aristocrats who've come down from Glasgow, with Rangers under new management, with a host of new players, knowing that Europe means almost everything to them, apart from winning another championship. The new men include Lionel Charbonnier, Arthur Newman of the Netherlands, who's come from PSV Eindhoven, André Kanchelskis, formerly of Manchester United, Everton and Fiorentina of Italy, Giovanni van Bronckhorst from the Netherlands, who's come from Feyenoord. And as well as that, they have a new coach in Dick Advocat from PSV Eindhoven.
Well, really, I've only been in the last 3 or 4 days, so it's hard for me to say anything, but the boys the signs are favourable, the boys are enjoying it. It's different kind of training, different ideas and whatever, so first signs are very favourable. Yeah, actually, as you say, there was a mass exodus at the end of the season with a lot of players going out. As you say, we brought on a lot of new players in, a lot of good quality players, so yeah, it might take them a little bit of time to settle in, but as I say, they're good quality players, so necessarily it shouldn't be a problem for them.
That surely is the question about tonight's game. Has Dick Advocat had time to instill a team into Rangers and knit the group of individuals into a high-class outfit?
It's unfortunate for them, but there's no easy games in Europe, as we've known to our cost in the last few years. We give them the same respect as we give any other side.
And Jury is well aware Shelbourne are no stranger to Scottish opposition.
Well, they played against Kilmarnock last year. Gave Kilmarnock a tough game over 2 legs, so a tough game, but it's one we're very much looking forward to.
Well, tonight Rangers need to hit the ground running and move a big step closer to the next round. They'll need to be at their best, or else Irish eyes will be smiling on Merseyside after a huge upset. Rangers know it's up to them to perform. And the warm-ups almost complete, and the crowd building towards the kick-off of this UEFA Cup tie. It's the one they've been talking about, and it's live here on Eurosport. It's Shelbourne of Ireland against Rangers of Scotland. It's being played in England, and it's one, to put it mildly, that should be an absolute classic.
Designed to be a winner. Subaru. Calmay protects you with MSK. Calmay intelligent studs that avoid your injuries. Calmay.
Krombacher gibt es auch in einem kleinen Kasten, der Krombacher 11. Das sind 11 Krombacher, handlich und leicht. Der kleine Kasten für den großen Genuss. Krombacher 11.
Welcome back to Prenton Park. The countdown to kick-off now very much upon us, and the supporters who've come from the north and from the west have arrived in Merseyside in good voice, looking forward to a cracking contest which will be described for us by Billy McNeil and your match commentator, whom we now say good evening to, Tim Capel.
Welcome back then to Prenton Park. Now joining us alongside tonight is Billy McNeil. Now Billy, the weather conditions here tonight a slightly autumnal feel to them rather than summer.
Well, I think there is something in that, Tim, but having said that, you know, it's a good night for football. The pitch is absolutely magnificent, and I think we might be in for a little bit of a treat tonight.
Now, what do you think about the decision to stage the match here in Prenton Park in Liverpool rather than in Dublin?
Well, I think from a Rangers point of view, they'll be quite pleased with it because it takes any suspense out of the fixture for them. I think from Shelbourne's point of view, they're giving an awful lot away. They're giving away that home advantage. It's probably unfortunate for them that a lot of their public won't be able to see the game. But yeah, I think from a Rangers point of view, it'll work well for them.
Now, about the game itself, what weaknesses, if any, can Shelbourne exploit in this Rangers side?
Well, to be honest with you, we're all intrigued, waiting for the announcement of the Rangers side, because very few of us really know much about the players. Obviously, I think the biggest thing they can try to exploit is the lack of maybe understanding and appreciation of each other's abilities, because it's a very new side, whatever squad is chosen, and it's been a very short time that the new manager has had to work with them. So I think the biggest thing that they have in their advantage is perhaps to spring a surprise, go at them and maybe create sort of little bits of disturbances simply because they don't know each other's way of playing.
As we said, it's not just a new team, it's also a new manager for Rangers. It surprised many Dick Advocaat making his way up to Ibrox, but a very experienced coach.
Well, that's right, and I think, you know, looking at it from the outside, I think he's an excellent choice because he is vastly experienced. Dutch football is well regarded, and he is well regarded as a coach. I think it's an excellent choice, but it'll be interesting just to see how much he's achieved in such a short period of time.
What has gone wrong for Glasgow Rangers in the past? I mean, they've lavished money on the team, yet they've achieved relatively little.
Well, in the European sense, they've achieved relatively little. In the Scottish sense, they had all that success winning leagues 9 times in a row. But I think the problem was that the team started to grow all together. An awful lot of the stalwarts were all together. Ali McCoys, Richard Gough, Andy Gorham. And then the Gascoigne influence, the Laudrup influence started to diminish. And when that happened, everything just fell asunder.
What about Shelbourne tonight? Are they likely to be overawed by this occasion? There's a huge following made its way down from Scotland, a slightly smaller one from across the Irish Sea.
Well, my experience of playing Irish teams is that they tend to accommodate the situation well. They know that if it goes down in paper, then they don't have really much of a chance. But they'll go out there to enjoy themselves, they'll express themselves, and I don't think they'll be overawed at all. And we might just get 1 or 2 little surprises, but at the end of it, I can't see anything other than a Rangers victory.
I was going to say now to your favourite part, the score prediction game. Now,
no, it's a difficult one to predict. As I say, you know, obviously this is still very much a pre-season game from Rangers' point of view, as it is for Shelbourne. But I think Rangers will be happy with a 1-goal victory. I really do think that.
OK, we'll take a short commercial break. Join us again in a couple of minutes for the game live.
Official beer of World Cup '98.
My guru insists I fly Air Canada Executive first to celebrate my love of open space.
Little details and a lot of legroom make our Executive first a breath of fresh air.
Same time next week.
What do you see? What you see is a car that offers the ultimate in drivability and dependability. What you see is a car that not only looks better, but has a body armor that lasts. What you see is a car whose every detail is checked to ensure it's as reliable as it is ingenious. What you see is a car that is as economically beautiful as it is beautiful to behold. What you see is a Hyundai. So prepare to want one.
Back live to Eurocups. With active driving, active safety, Subaru.
A very warm welcome back then to Prenton Park from me, Tim Capel and Billy McNeil. Now, the last side that took Shelbourne a little too lightly were Kilmarnock in the Cup Winners' Cup last year, and they ended up hanging on to a 3-2 victory. And as the Dick Advocaat reign begins, though, few expect anything other here tonight than a comprehensive victory for Glasgow Rangers. Their main problem, though, tonight could well be that the team is not yet really functioning as a unit. It's hoped it will become in the future. Advocaat has had little time to work with his players since arriving from Holland, so understanding on the field may not become apparent from the beginning. Advocaat himself, though, has been very low-key in the build-up to this game, but make absolutely no mistake, he's patently aware of what success in Europe means to Rangers. But after so many disappointing seasons in Europe in recent times, successful Rangers this season would not necessarily mean winning the UEFA Cup. Reaching the latter stages and not having to compete in the qualifying rounds next season would be a step in the right direction. Now, alongside me is Billy McNeil. Billy, I've just said that success may not be lifting the trophy, but a run to the latter stages and not having to compete in basically July next season would be a step forward for them.
I think very much so. I have the feeling that would be exactly the type of things that Dick Advocaat will be saying to Rangers. Let's not have too big a horizon. Let's think of progressing in this competition. I think it's important for Scottish clubs to do some justice to themselves in European competition, because it's a long time since that's happened, and obviously that will be very much in Rangers' mind. You've got to remember that they lost the league in Scotland for the first time in a long time last season. It'll be important to the supporters and to the people inside Ibrox that they make some progress in a European competition.
Georges Albert is quoted in the press all over the UK today as saying that, well, let's just forget it for this season and concentrate on winning the Scottish Premier League.
Well, I would think that given a choice, the Ibrox faithful, I would think, would choose winning the league would be the preferable option. But I think what Albert said was a lot of good sense. He said, let's be cautious, let's not be too optimistic, let's not set the targets too high, let's see how well we progress in the early rounds before we start talking about the later rounds. A lot of common sense in that, but I would think that uppermost in all Rangers players' minds this year will be trying to win that league back again.
Now, £20 million Advocaat has spent this summer bringing in 6 players, 18 million last season. That is a very, very large amount of money, and maybe some of the Rangers fans we were talking to before the game, there's an expectation that, you know, this guy Albert, we want success in Europe, and surely with this amount of money, you know, we shouldn't have to wait for teams to gel. They should be capable, they're professionals, of just going out there and winning this.
I think there's a lot of truth in that, to me, often players and the way their teams and the way they play are down to the quality of the players. And if you do buy players of the top quality, then you expect them to get themselves organised very much more quickly than ordinary players. But having said that, it's never desperately easy. It is very early in the season for Rangers, and indeed for Shelbourne as well, I suppose. But if you look at the lineup, there are very few of the big names, the big recent signings in that lineup, and most of them are players that were there last year, with the exception of Van Bronckhorst from Feyenoord.
Well, we know that there is no Andrei Kanchelskis. He is injured. There's no Negri, of course, as well. He's playing with the reserves these days. Now, Prenton Park is not full by any means this afternoon or this evening, but there is a pretty large contingent of Rangers fans that you can see in the Tranmere Rovers home stand behind the back of the goal. And this is one of these grounds, Billy, where the stands are so close to the field that you don't really need an awful lot of people in to generate a great atmosphere.
No, that's right. There certainly will be atmosphere. I mean, the Rangers fans have travelled a long way. They'll be down here, typical Scottish crowd. They'll make lots of noise and they'll create lots of atmosphere. But the ground, the pitch itself is in magnificent condition, and I think we might well have a very exciting game in prospect.
Well, there is the Rangers lineup. Confirmation that Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, the one new signing of the summer, is to take his place on the field. Now, Shelbourne, Billy, they're a hard side, and I mean that in the physical sense.
Well, yeah, I think they very well will be. You know, Dermot Keeley, the manager, Ranger was a very powerful centre-half, a good centre-half in the Irish League, and you know, to be quite frank with you, I would imagine he'll have a competitive side playing tonight.
Shelbourne get the game underway then in the red shirts. Alan Goff. And they've promised to attack right from the start, Shelbourne. They've got absolutely nothing to lose, they say. 15 is Dean Fitzgerald. Charbonnier, the goalkeeper who arrived from Auxerre, is on the bench tonight. He took a little bit of a knock before he got here. 6 is Scully. .23 there, Graham. And Rangers will need to get a hold of this game and just calm things down very quickly, Billy, and settle into their stride, because Shelbourne will hustle them.
They've started in that mood already. They seem to be very positive. They're having a go. They're not here to be second best. They're not here just to enjoy the occasion, and at the moment they're really having a go at Rangers.
Well, there is McCarthy, intercepted this time by Porini. That's a good ball out wide here. 18 is Gattuso. And he's a real handful, is Gattuso. Really busy player, a great favourite amongst the Ibrox faithful. Gagan covering him. And the keeper got a connection to that, only just. Staying forward, intercepted by McCarthy. Is Rutherford. That's a poor ball given away far too easily there to Albert. 9 is Gordon Dury. Very little time off for Gordon Dury, almost straight back into training after the World Cup run. And already Shelbourne forced to the back foot. This is Porini inside Rutherford. Porini continues his run. Well, even at this early stage, not a red shirt in sight. Two strikers, Morley and Kelly for Shelbourne. And assistance tonight from Romania. Now Shelbourne, Billy, are lining up with a fairly standard 4-4-2 formation here. There's nothing particularly new about the way they're going to play tonight. They've not adopted a style to suit the opposition.
No, they haven't. Obviously, they're playing to their own strengths, but, you know, Rangers look very confident at the moment. They're well organised as well, and to be quite honest with you, they are really looking good at this moment.
Gattuso as well. Again, now there's a chance here. That was Graham once again. And wide, number 12, Van Bronckhorst. And does well to keep the ball in there, Van Bronckhorst. A man with plenty of European experience from the past couple of years, just 23 years of age, played in all Feyenoord's Champions League games last season, and made it to the final of the European Cup Winners' Cup, where Feyenoord lost against Rapid Vienna a couple of years ago. 4 is Petric, and already Rangers appear to have taken some of the sting out of the Shelbourne team, and they're now just sat back inviting Rangers to come forward. This is Porini again. They're looking for Graham. And Dermot Keeley a man you know well, Billy.
Certainly do. He was a good player with Dundalk in Ireland. I tried to offer him a deal at Celtic years ago, but...
As Jury gets to the byline, this is going to be an opener. No, the goalkeeper was quick to read the situation. Jury doing very well to get to the line, and Declan Gagan was lost momentarily.
It was a good break by Rangers. Gordon Jury's pace is excellent. Good ball into the middle and might have come to something better.
Borini getting things going again. 18 is Gattuso. Bit sloppy there though from Gattuso. And we talked to Billy beforehand. We said, are Shelbourne likely to be overawed? They look that way just at the moment.
I think that's more down to the excellent way that Rangers have approached and started the game. Very positive, very confident. Nice bit of organisation style about them, and they look full of running.
Well, they've got something to prove to this man. Dick Advocaat is a disciplinarian. Borini's ball forward again. Advocaat, you may remember, in charge of the Dutch side in the World Cup in USA 1994, where the discipline was felt by many of the players to be a little too much. Goff's kick. 7 is Baker. That's a decent ball by Baker, and it's an own goal. Unbelievable start, and Rangers go behind, and it's Perini who put the ball past Niemi. The first ball played into the penalty area, and Rangers' defence was all over the place. One red shirt in there, and Billy, that is an absolute disaster.
Well, it's certainly bad defending, but, you know, Jonas Tern was away back in there in the heart of his defence, and you hardly think there was a necessity for that, but when he did make contact, Perini really literally tried to clear it, but the position that he was in, he had great difficulty in getting away from his own goals, and really it's the first effort that, the first time really that Shelbourne have been in Rangers half.
Well, there were some that expected little more than a practice match here for Glasgow Rangers. They've got work to do here. Now, can Shelbourne keep a semblance of cool and a semblance of calm? And just a little too much pace on the ball, and the vastly outnumbered support is now beginning to make its voice heard here. Suddenly, the Rangers fans have gone deathly quiet. Jury's forward looking. And again, we said, Billy, that it would take time for this side to gel as a unit.
Well, certainly Dick Advocaat will be disappointed at losing a goal so easily, because it was a straightforward ball in from the right-hand side. The two central defenders got themselves into no man's land. Jonas Tern was right in there, couldn't manage to cope with the ball, and Perini unfortunately turned it in his own net, but he'll be disappointed at the lack of a positive action at the back there.
Fantastic atmosphere inside Prenton Park here this evening. And although I'm sure it's not the last goal that we're going to see this evening, we couldn't have wished for a better start. Not only to the UEFA campaign, but to Eurosport's European campaign. Goff just aiming long again. Forward by 10. There's some extra spring in the step of Shelbourne now. Now a chance for Perini to make amends as he gets forward. There is Liam Kelly. going to be taken then by Gagan. Kicking skill in terms of length gained, certainly not in question from Goff. Just a little of the accuracy at the moment is missing. That's Smith's ball downfield. Well, only a temporary stay, surely, Billy, for Nimi in the goal until Charbonnier is fit.
He came with a good reputation. He didn't have an awful lot of games last season, but the games that he did have, he looked a useful goalkeeper. It's nice to have competition in all positions, and I think there will be competition in that position this season.
Graham with his arm up, looking to pick up the ball again. Nobody's seen him just as yet. This is Porrini. Graham is there waiting once again for possession to be given to him. 6 is Jonas' turn. And again, Shelbourne very quick to close down the space. Not allow Glasgow Rangers a lot of time. Now, on the break, that's a good bit of play there from Rutherford. Still going, Rutherford. He's got to wait, though. There's nobody up with him just at the moment. It's Rutherford against Porrini. Still going, Rutherford, and did well to get the cross in. Turned up for a trial about 6 years ago, Rutherford, from Birmingham City, and stayed.
Well, it's an interesting system that they're using just at the minute. They've got Morley up front on his own, with Kelly playing in the hole just behind him, and Rutherford and Baker wide on either side. And Rutherford looks very interesting at this time. Good cross ball in there, but well taken certainly by the goalkeeper. But, you know, they're very progressive down either side. And obviously the confidence level has risen.
He's certainly got the equal of Porrini for pace. Well, it couldn't have been a worse start, really, this for Dick Advocaat.
He'll certainly be very disappointed because, in fairness, his team started very well, very confidently, pushing the ball about, knocking it about with lots of confidence. But the first question mark made of his defence, he'll lose a goal.
There's Rutherford getting stuck in once again, but he's lost out this time. 18 is Gattuso. And that's a man that certainly does know how to mix it up in the middle of the field. There's Rutherford again, and he wins the free kick. Real gutsy player, Gattuso.
He's a real fiery little player. I think he's got tremendous ability and potential, but he's sometimes just got to watch his temper.
There's Gagan with the kick. Looking for Rutherford. It's important, though, Billy, at this stage that Rangers keep their composure, keep their calm, and keep their shape.
Very much so. I think one of the aspects of finding it troublesome that the system they're playing, Gattuso is playing slightly out of position on this right-hand side, and likewise Albert's on the left-hand side. And I think that's the difficulty they've got. They're not natural wide players, either of the two of them. And really, with Albert's shooting power, they're really missing the benefit of having him that bit closer inside.
Not a great ball by Baker, but it finds the number 11 of Rutherford nonetheless. Well, as they begin to maybe commit a few more players forward in search of this equalising goal, they've got to be aware of the dangers of the counter-attack from Shelbourne. Congested in the middle there. This is Porrini. be sure, will be desperate to make amends for that own goal. 9 is Gordon Jury. That's a good ball. Well, disappointing cross, though. He's found little space so far.
Well, Van Bronckhorst made an excellent run, and I have the feeling that might well have been a corner kick in different circumstances, but good ball by Jury, and if he's going to be as positive as that, then that will obviously be good for Rangers, because that's exactly the type of run they're going to need from the back.
One of the newer generation of rising Dutch talent, Van Bronckhorst, along with the likes of Roy Mackay and Dave Vandenberg. The era after, of course, the Davids and Seedorf, but they haven't quite hit the heights of your Davids or Seedorfs just yet. But a lot is certainly expected at Glasgow Rangers anyway of Giovanni Van Bronckhorst. That was not a good ball by Amoruso.
It illustrates the difficulty Rangers are having at the minute, because immediately they get possession, Shelbourne drop off, leave one player morally up front, the rest go back, retreat into midfield and into defence, and say you can have the ball in your own half, but you're going to find it difficult to break us down.
Rutherford leaving the ball to go and take a position inside the Rangers half. Here he is again, Rutherford. He's tripped from behind. Leonce is the referee. 6 is Jonas Turn. And again, that was a very poor piece of play from Glasgow Rangers. 11, Albers. Gordon Jury getting to the byline, cuts inside his man. Good shot and a good save by Goff. Good play, though, Billy, by Gordon Jury.
Very much so. He's good at breaking into those wide positions, but look at this, that's good skill. Brings it back, drags it on his right foot. A good stop by the goalkeeper, stood up to it, got it over the bar, but good run and shot by Jury.
The first real save he's had to make, but it will give him confidence. And that's another save, this time with the feet. It's not clear just yet. Turn was in there, trying to poke it back inside. That was good play by Goff once again to get down that quickly with his feet. And that's not going to be a free kick. Play answers the referee. This is Gordon Jury still. Out wide here is Porini. Jonas Turn. And again, Rangers finding no way through and having to come back to regroup and rebuild. All of a sudden, the words in the press this morning of Georges Albert seemingly having a ring of truth about them after 18 minutes here at Prenton Park. Amoruso. Porini. Rutherford will get back there, but not quick enough. This is Porini. Toward the edge of the penalty area. Porini will perhaps have a go on goal here. On his wrong foot, though. It still may drop this time to the number 11, Albert. Maybe Porini should have perhaps had an attempt on goal there himself, Billy.
He might well have done, but this is the area that Alberts is good in that inside, rather than wide on the left-hand side, in that inside area where he's got tremendous striking power, and if he gets a chance to have a shot at goals, then the goalkeeper will know all about it.
Well, offensive-looking Dick Abakar on the bench. Porini again. Turn. Amoruso. Porini. Rutherford intercepting. And back on the chase goes Petric. This is Rutherford again. There's nobody up in support with him though once again, and they're going to have to learn to be a little quicker, but he's done really well to keep hold of the ball and possession. Just escapes him though. Jury. Fitzgerald. Well, that's a good ball. Now going into the penalty area is Morley, if he can get the ball across. No, he can't. And Yimi this time as Morley peeled away to the back post. For a handball, but it was intercepted by Smith, and it was on the chest. For here is Petric. Amoruso. Porini. And well read by Gagan. Gattuso losing out this time. Rutherford once more. Forward from Amoruso once again. But it's all very easy at the moment. That was McCarthy's clearing header. Petric. Jury dropping ever deeper to look for possession and to get things going, but it's not working at the moment for Rangers, Billy.
No, everything's going Shelbourne's way just at the minute, and they really are. They're sucking Rangers in and hoping to catch them on the break. As we saw just a moment or two ago there, Baker got himself clear on the right hand side and really perhaps should have done better with the cross. But the problem Rangers have got is that you know, that Shelbourne are retreating and making life very, very difficult for them.
Rutherford across to cover Porini. Porini's made some space for himself inside if Gattuso can get the ball in, but that was again a really good challenge from Gagan. Rutherford didn't really look where he was playing the ball, and you can see he's just giving possession back to Rangers. And that was a ball haul there by Van Bronckhorst. It really didn't open up anything at all. Here he is again. Van Bronckhorst will try a shot from distance and squirms wide of Goff's goal.
Looks a competent, a very competent player, Van Bronckhorst, but that's the type of thing Rangers have been forced into simply because of the numbers that Shelbourne have got back.
Trying to buzz around and pick up the loose ball in the middle of the field, but this time it's Petric. Amoruso, and Goff getting his body behind the ball. Good positioning by the keeper, just in case there are any awkward bounces. They're not the easiest to save, those, are they?
Certainly not. Certainly the pitch is very true, and the goalkeeper took it very confidently, but that's the type of thing, to beat a retreating defence, that you've sometimes got to shoot from out far.
And a shove in the back. And Jury gives away a free kick. But he's looked fairly lively, Gordon Jury, considering that he's had basically an unbroken year almost.
Well, that's that's right. It has been a long season for him. Certainly last season he wasn't always chosen from the start, and he'll have press, but he'll be trying to prove a point and make sure that he's first name on the team sheet. Certainly he has got pace, he is prepared to break into the wide areas, and I think sometimes he does too much of his running away from that centre forward beat.
32 years of age though now, Gordon Durie. Trying to slip inside two men. There's Gattuso comes charging in there. When things were looking a little hesitant, Gattuso just goes steaming in.
He's certainly all action, and there's no halfway measure from it. David Graham has gone in there, and really he didn't try to put his foot over the ball. That was a good challenge, I felt, but nevertheless the referee gave a foul.
About 600 or 700 have made their way over from Ireland tonight, and they're enjoying every moment so far. This is Gattuso, still going Gattuso, here's a chance, the keeper's out. Good save once again, it's still not clear, Rutherford gets it away. Good work once again from Rutherford. And Durie will be a little disappointed, but once more the driving force behind the run from the middle of the field is Gattuso, who's coming more and more into the game, and Durie won't be happy with his first touch there. The keeper doing well initially, Billy.
Yeah, Gattuso did very well, didn't he? Because it was a nice little reverse pass into the area. Gordon Durie certainly will regret the fact that his first touch with the ball took the ball so far away from him.
This is Amoruso, and way over the bar.
Bit of desperation I feel in that. He was never in a position to test the goalkeeper there, and sometimes rather than have the shot, play the ball across the front of the goals and look for somebody to run into the angle of the ball.
Up goes Rutherford again, beaten by Porrini in the air this time. Gagan's throw. Smith. Seven is Desi Baker. Cross to cover is Fenlon. Sensible option. Well, just getting a little too overconfident there. Rangers charging down the field. Well, they return the generous gesture. And Shelbourne breathe easy once again. Amoruso crossfield to Petric. Ferguson. And intercepted again, really rather easily by Rutherford, who's having a really good game in this opening 28 minutes or so, Billy.
Well, since they scored that goal, Shelbourne have really played well when Rangers have got the ball, and they've formed a wide group of players right across the pitch, and they're making it very difficult for Rangers either to pass the ball in between them or indeed on the wide side of them. And really they're performing very well at this minute. Rutherford, Baker on the other side, they both work very hard to supplement their defence in midfield.
Well, there could be a bit of a problem here. They're giving a free kick away in a dangerous area. The foul on Gattuso. Everybody forward and everybody back as the free kick is swung deep to the far post, and the keeper's lost it momentarily, and the referee's whistle has already gone. ball was out of play. Oh, touch and go, really. That was Amoruso.
I think Shelbourne had a little bit of luck there, but certainly the referee, the linesman rather, had his flag up early, but I think Rangers were just a little bit unlucky there.
Well, Goff has taken a bit of a knock in the process and will receive some treatments. Now, on the substitutes bench tonight, we have Amato, who instead have picked up a little injury, the 4.2 million signing from Spain. Maybe we'll see him in a couple as the game progresses.
I'm surprised, you know, that if he has an injury, I'm really surprised that he's on the bench, because obviously you wouldn't want to see particularly with the strain in the stomach area, you wouldn't want to see that accentuate into something more serious. But if he's on the bench, then I find it difficult to understand why he's not on the pitch, because, you know, he comes as a confirmed goal scorer, and that's exactly what Rangers look as though they need at this minute.
Well, there was talk before the game, whilst we were talking to members of the Rangers delegation, of not wanting to risk this player, not wanting to risk that player. Maybe they've taken Shelbourne a little too lightly. Who knows? At the moment, 1 goal behind they are. But certainly the directive from the Shelbourne management team has been enjoy the experience and give as good as you possibly can, and they've been doing that up to this minute in time, and they've been doing really very well indeed. There's the number 7, Desi Baker, trained along with the likes of David Beckham at Manchester United, but was one of the few that didn't make it.
That's right, but nice apprenticeship for a young lad, and he's certainly enjoying the game tonight.
There he is again, and an offside. There's Van Bronckhorst. He, as we said, is used to European competition, but not at this stage. Well, it's worth pointing out, though, again, that this is nothing like Glasgow Rangers' first choice 11, though, Billy.
Certainly not. You know, but at the minute that'll be little comfort for the fans and for Dick Advocaat, because really this is a tie that they perhaps felt they would go through comfortably.
They've got 2 legs in which to do it. And the game, of course, still a long way from over. But they look to have just become a little frustrated. Well, that was sloppy play given away in the middle there. 14, Fenlon was there. Off goes Rutherford on the chase, looking to close down Porini. Well, that's a nice ball. Touchdown wide by Turn, gets it into the penalty area, but once again, plenty of red shirts back to defend. And Rutherford just sending it a little further downfield to buy a little more breathing space for a well-worked defence so far. Gagan, Rutherford, just anywhere downfield will do just at this moment. Across to cover Amoruso. Morley's chasing everything that comes his way. McCarthy winning it in the air. 20 is Kelly. Across, though, is Porini. Six is Jonas Turn. Continues his run forward. That's Petrich's ball. Again, these almost slide rule type balls are just really are all too easy for Shelbourne just at this moment.
Well, I honestly think that Rangers' system is a little bit uncomfortable for some of the players. I think Alberts and Gattuso are both putting in a power of work, but to me they've been played out of position. They're not comfortable in the position they've been asked to play.
Alberts, a little bit of space to get the ball across. That's a decent delivery. Jury is up there. And it's kept in play. Is it by Goff? No, it isn't, says the referee. It's a corner to Rangers. And this time they leave two back, Glasgow Rangers. Not a good delivery. Jonas Tern tries to attach his boot to the ball. He'll get another attempt on it here. And it went straight at Graham. There is Ferguson. Switching it wide, looking to try and find Porrini. And the quality of ball, not of the required standard. Gagan's throw. And a route similar that we've seen for the opening 20 minutes, just volleyed downfield, looking for the runner, who in this case was Morley. Chasing across the edge of the centre circle and harrying his man into a mistake. Gattuso was hanging out wide. This is Porrini. Gattuso comes infield as Gagan comes back to cover. Do you think perhaps, though, Billy, that Shelbourne are going to have to do a little more because at the current rate of things, we're just sitting back and inviting Rangers forward? It's a risky game to play as we're not even at the halfway stage yet.
No, that's right, it is a risky game, but you know, at the moment Rangers really don't seem to have the craft and the skill to break down that Shelbourne defence, and they're having a difficult time.
Getting the game underway again, looking for Kelly. 18, Gattuso once again. Easily won in the air by Amoruso. To his Porrini. Poor first touch there by Gordon Dury. Morley up for that one, and they'll win a free kick. Well, the management team for Shelbourne must be ecstatic at what they've seen so far.
They'll be very pleased indeed, and they're entitled to be so, because they have made life very difficult for Rangers. And you know, as I say, they're allowing Rangers to have possession in their own half, but making it very difficult for them to get any passes going when they're in the Shelbourne half.
Amoruso. lack of invention in this Rangers side at the moment. They need some spark of inspiration from somewhere. At the moment, it's just not forthcoming. Wiggins touch, looking for Rutherford to come back, and does so. Is Fenlon. Smith. Baker. And is he going to continue his run? Yes, he does. Baker. Kelly's in the centre. And Rutherford arriving late. A little too much pace on the ball, perhaps. He got a little overexcited there.
He certainly got himself into a little bit of a rash challenge by Petric, and Baker made good grounds, got himself into a good position. But you should never try to hit the first defender with your claws. A little bit more care and attention would have worked wonders there.
Well, McCarthy goes in, and it's bubbling around, and it's a goal, and it's Rutherford. Absolutely incredible Rangers defence all over the place once again, and they were stood like statues, and there must have been 2 or 3 attempts. McCarthy came charging in, the keeper was absolutely nowhere. Morley couldn't get his foot on it, and Rutherford did, and there could be real history in the making here. Shelbourne 2-0 up over Glasgow Rangers.
It's certainly a real shot. Good delivery from the corner kick, but the goalkeeper is nowhere, gets himself under, gets himself lost, and defensively Rangers are all sorts there. And Rutherford comes in, knocks into net, and certainly a very serious situation for Rangers now.
Well, I tell you where I'd rather be having a drink after this game. 23 Graham. Rangers have got a lot of work to do if they're not to suffer huge embarrassment and what could possibly be irreparable damage to their season in July. Torini, they need a goal back before half-time, and they've got 3 minutes in which to get it. The 5,000 or 6,000 Glasgow Rangers supporters are sat in stunned silence. They're used to European disappointment, of course, over the past couple of years, but nothing, surely nothing, could have prepared them for what they've seen here so far. And after they'd started, the brighter of the two teams, and looked as though they were about to take control and a hold of the game after just 7 or 8 minutes. This is Gattuso. To collect, and this will go into touch as the trainer comes on. Well, the question is, can Rangers come back from this? I mean, it is only 2 goals, but what it must have done to their confidence.
The problem they've got is that they don't seem to have any creation from midfield to break down Shelbourne at the back, and I honestly think that they've got to try and make progress down either side. We've seen a little bit of that from Van Bronckhorst on the left-hand side, but very little on the right-hand side. And the problem is the 2 wide players, Gattuso on the right, Albert's on the left-hand side. Neither of them are natural at playing in that wide position, and they're not prepared to burst down those wide areas, and they're trying to play through the middle. Very congested area because Shelbourne are pouring loads of players back there, and they find it very difficult to see any gaps in their defence.
Well, it's always difficult, of course, to pick games at this stage of the season to bring you on television, but we sure have picked the right one here.
The other problem the Rangers have got is really that they haven't been questioned very much defensively, but the twice that Shelbourne have scored, it was really with simple situations. It wasn't magnificent breakthroughs or anything like that, and they've been found wanting on 2 occasions.
Forward by Fenlon once again, this time cleared by Petric. Just into touch. Well, the paint will be peeling off the walls in the Rangers dressing room at half-time. And if Dick Advocaat was under any illusions about just how difficult this job is, and this 45 minutes will have brought it right home to him. When he came here, he said he knew just what European success meant to this club. This, though, was certainly not in the script. 23 is Graham, across to challenge is Fenlon. Amaruso. And that's going to be a corner. Well, looking at the goalkeeper claiming not enough communication there between defender and keeper. Safety first policy though. Jury screaming at his men to get them forward to join him. Porini's there. And it's going to go in. Oh, just wide of the post. Looked as though Goff was beaten there. But that's the nearest they've come, Billy.
Yes, it's a good delivery from the left-hand side. Good touch on, and Porini, I think, really should be throwing himself at that area, getting across the flight of the ball, but good touch from Jury, and the most serious attempt we've seen from Rangers.
Well, copious notes being made on the Rangers bench. I should imagine he's having trouble trying to find the words to describe how to sum up this opening 45 minutes here at Prenton Park this evening. 2 minutes into injury time. And that indeed is the half-time whistle. And boos greet the departing Rangers players as they literally run off the field. Well, the half-time score, Shelbourne 2, Glasgow Rangers 0. We're going to take a very short commercial break. Join us again in a couple of minutes.
Back live to Eurocups with Active Driving, Active Safety, Subaru.
Welcome back then, live to Prenton Park. If you've just come in, Shelbourne lead Glasgow Rangers by 2-0. We're going to take a short break to get a roundup then of the rest of the day's top international sports stories in Sports Centre with Carlton Kirby. But don't forget to rejoin us here at Prenton Park for the full 45 minutes to come very shortly.
Sports Centre with Pila.
Plenty of European football, as you well know, going on at the moment. In the Champions League, some results in for you. Club Brugge could only manage a 0-0 draw at Silks, and Dynamo Kiev have beaten Barrytown 8-0. Good result for Dynamo Tbilisi, beating Villamisa 1-0. And in the UEFA Cup as well, plenty of more action, and Red Star Belgrade, a good away win for them at the bottom of your screen there, beating Kola-Eti. And Inter Bratislava have beaten Tirana 2-0. Ferencváros beating Prigipad 6-0. Well, Eurosport will be going to Stuttgart later this week, but we won't be looking at Thomas Muster, who today has been ousted by Fernando Vicente, the rising star from Spain, taking his match 6-3, 6-7, 7-5, and playing Guillaume Rau next. Arthur Reus is through to meet Henrik Driekman after being Jens Knipscheld 7-6, 6-2. Eurosport will be going to Stuttgart tomorrow indeed. this and some other results for you. Carlos Costa has been Alex Correia, the number 3 seed and defending champion indeed, 7-6, 6-7, 7-5. And Bora Ulrich has ousted number 4 seed Yevgeny Kafelnikov. The Tour de France stayed in the Pyrenees today. The riders spending a second day in the mountains on this, the 11th stage of the great race. 179 kilometres in all from Luchon to Plateau de Bay. And Switzerland's Roland Meyer was the hero of the day, the Cofidis rider, out on his own for 90 kilometres. Javier Gomez and Jose Rodriguez keeping Meyer company on and off. But on the last climb, with 10 kilometres to go, Italy's Marco Pantani attacked and was to overtake the pursuing group, which included the overall leader Jan Ullrich. And then at 6 kilometres from home, Pantani wound in the exhausted Meyer, and the Elefantino, as he's known, then broke for the line and eventually was to claim his 5th career stage victory in the Tour de France. The brave Meyer finishing 26 seconds behind the great Italian. Making up the podium was American Bobby Julich, who finished 1 minute and 33 seconds off Pantani's winning mark. Jan Ullrich, still wearing the leader's jersey, finishing in the main pursuing group. Poor old Meyer. The day, though, taken by Pantani Elefantino. More from Sport Centre, and me, Carson Kirby, a little later.
Sports Center with Pilar.
What do you see? What you see is a car that offers the ultimate in drivability and dependability. What you see is a car that not only looks better, but has a body armor that lasts. What you see is a car whose every detail is checked to ensure it's as reliable as it is ingenious. And what you see is a car that is as economically beautiful as it is beautiful to behold. What you see is a Hyundai. So prepare to want one.
When you really know something's right, don't bounce it around. Snap it up. Konica.
Fisherman's friend, it's strong. Are you?
Good deal. After all, scenic mobiles with Pentium processor with MMX technology are much more economical than Frogs, Princes or anything. Siemens next off, personal computers.
Designed to be a winner. Subaru.
Krombacher. Ein Pilz. Kostbar wie seine Natur. Frisch und rein wie das Felsquellwasser, mit dem es gebraut wird. Krombacher. Eine Perle der Natur.
Back live to Eurocups. With active driving, active safety, Subaru.
Welcome back then live to Prenton Park with myself, Tim Cable and Billy McNeil. Now Rangers are back out on the field, ears burning after a half-time blast from Dick Advocaat. Now there's a couple of substitutions. We're just going to look at the goals again here, Billy.
Well, this is the first one, and if you look, there's an absence right in the heart of the defence, and Freeney's got no option but to try and clear that ball there because he knows he's got an opponent behind him and he's just a fall guy in the situation. But this is the one I think the goalkeeper comes for it, doesn't get anywhere near it. And look at it, there's a lack of anticipation and reaction in the Rangers defence, and it's Rutherford who reacts first and scores a goal.
Credit there to Fitzgerald, who actually held the keeper back there.
Well, he certainly went for the ball and got across the goalkeeper.
Join us again then in a couple of moments for the second half. Welcome back then live to Prenton Park. The second half just underway. 2 substitutions for Glasgow Rangers in the second half. Off have gone 18 Gattuso and 23 Graham. They've been replaced by the number 10 Amato and the man in shot there, number 16 Johansson. Now Billy, a lot is expected of Amato, who has arrived with a big reputation.
Well, that's right, and really, if you think of the tradition of Rangers centre forwards, including McCoist, the last one, the big scorer.
Are they going here? There's a chance coming up here. Great save by Goff. Wonderful save by Goff. How did he get his hand to that from Johansson? It looked as though he'd made a decision to dive, and his hand held up right at the last moment to divert the ball over the bar. Great piece of goalkeeping there by Goff, who's kept them in it with a series of timely saves. Now Rangers upping the tempo in these opening minutes of this second half. That's a lovely turn by Amato.
Amato certainly made an impact because it was he who made the good work, come in from the right-hand side, laid the ball into Johansson, and only for that magnificent save of the goalkeeper, Johansson would have scored with his first touch.
Everybody forward again. This is Porini across there to cover, though, is Gagan at the expense of another corner. Now Shelbourne have defended their corners a little better than Rangers have defended theirs. Everybody back bar one for Shelbourne. Rangers leaving 2. There's Amato, and he's right across everybody. It's still not clear just yet, but it is now as Goff comes to claim. A lot of movement around there, and certainly the introduction of Johansson and Amato has done something to spice up this Rangers attack from the opening couple of minutes that we've seen so far. They're 2 goals behind, though. Here he is again, Johansson immediately finding more space, everybody watching it go across. Very calm piece of play. Van Bronckhorst back into the penalty area. Goff comes out. And Shelbourne just a little slow to get into their stride.
Well, I certainly think they've been tested and hit by the impact that Rangers have made at the start of the second half. Certainly Amato has made a very impressive start. Good control, took the ball at defenders, took it past them and laid in a good ball to Johansson. He's had a real good
Desi
start.
Baker finding Morley. Baker going for the return. Across though to cover is Petric. across his own goal. Not the safest place to be at this stage as Kelly goes off on the chase. Kelly still snapping at the heels of Amoruso. Rutherford's there now. Well, they held off the initial onslaught from Rangers in the first 15 minutes of the first half. Van Bronckhorst, 16 is Johansson, just runs away from him. Smith covering. And not a good night all round. Celtic drawing currently 0-0 with St Patrick's. Baker losing out to Gordon Durie. And Durie running into no man's land. Baker across to cover, shrugging his man away quite easily. Turn spreading it out wide to Ferguson. And an offside flag.
Certainly one thing's evident, that Perini has obviously been instructed to push forward at all times, not to worry too much about Rutherford, but to go and push himself right on the top of him, and anything goes down that right-hand side, he's been asked to chase it. Johansson's going to do a job similar to that, but perhaps playing a much more forward position in this left-hand side.
It's difficult for any to actually say anything to the Shelbourne team after that first half performance, apart from more of the same, please.
Well, I think that's exactly what I'm quite convinced that Dermot Keeley will have told his team to expect an onslaught at the start of the second half, and if they can withstand that, then they'll be in a very comfortable position.
Johansson's there as the rain begins to fall. And it's very fine rain, and it's making this surface a little slippery. This is Gordon Durie, still Gordon Durie, out wide to number 10, Amato. Durie takes up position on the edge of the 6-yard area, and it's a corner to Glasgow Rangers.
Amato has made a real impact. The first thing in his thought is to get at a defender and try to go past him.
There's Johansson on the line. Not a good delivery, though. But it's very slippery in there now. Rain been coming down for about 10 or 15 minutes or so here. It's not been the greatest day in Birkenhead. Here's Perini, still going. Still more Rangers pressure as Fitzgerald goes across to cover his man. Well, the free kick again being conceded in a really dangerous position, and rather fortunate, I think, their ability to get that free kick.
I think if you attack defenders with the ball, you're always liable to get fouls given against the defender, and that's exactly what Amato's got in his mind.
Everybody forward, as you can see there. There's Johansson right on the back post. They go near, though, headed up into the air by Smith, and it comes back. That's a good save once again. Well, Van Bronckhorst, that's the best shot in anger he's had so far during the entire game. 8 is Ferguson. And again, plenty forward for Rangers here, but just a little too much pace on there. As again, Amato made his way into the 6-yard area and was looking likely to cause trouble. Certainly Goff has had a marvellous game so far. Here's Rutherford. He's not had too bad a game himself. Forward by McCarthy. Rangers ball though. Van Bronckhorst. Down he goes, looking for a penalty, Alberts, and was never likely to get it. This is Amato making space. Amato still can't get it away though, Shelbourne. Van Bronckhorst, they don't want to leave him clear with a chance to shoot on goal. And he was always going away from the goal, and he wins another corner. Much more positive this opening, Billy, though, from Rangers.
Very much so. There we see that shot from Van Bronckhorst, and I think really the deflection took it away from goals. He was trying to hit it with the outside of his foot, but the thing that's made the impact is Farini going down that right-hand side and Johansson down the left-hand side.
Well, Amato is not even marked at the moment. You may well have seen him there just nip away to the back post, and they've got to be careful there, Shelbourne. That's Ferguson. Petric snapping at his heels, though, is Kelly. And that's going to drop for Gagan. Up in the air once more, though, by Amoruso. For the clearance. He had an easy win in the air that time for Amoruso. Back though to cover is Scully. Solid game Scully's had.
They've been very solid at the back. Certainly in that first half they didn't have an awful lot of pressure imparted on them. This second half they're going to have to work for the money.
I'll tell you what though, Billy, this would be like something out of the X-Files if they did win this. That's Desi Baker. Good try though from distance. Fenlon. Chasing is Morley. That's back across to Petric. Johansson and Smith. Again, still a remarkably casual attack there by Rangers. Van Bronckhorst. And the ball did not go out of play. This is Amoruso. Van Bronckhorst. Rangers fans picking up the tempo on the terraces to try and get their team re-motivated. Oh, I doubt they need any help. That's Desi Baker going down there as Kelly slipped forward to try and put him through. And again, that was a dangerous situation there, Billy, for Glasgow Rangers. 2-on-2.
They seem prepared to leave themselves in that situation because they know they've got to push for, they've got to get a breakthrough, although it might seem just a little bit strange with the second leg to come up.
And through the middle goes Morley. Morley into the penalty area. Oh, Morley! Number 3 for Shelbourne. And what a marvellous finish. Really coolly done by Morley. And it's going from bad and bad to worse and worse for Glasgow Rangers. And the boos beginning to ring around here now. It's a disaster, this, for Glasgow Rangers.
It certainly is, and really that's where they've had the problem, because whatever pressure they've imparted on Shelbourne in the second half, that's the first attack that Shelbourne have had, and once again the defence has been breached, and breached so very easily, right through the middle. And to be fair to Morley, when the chance came, he took it magnificently.
Can Rangers come back from this? It would be some monumental effort. It's going to need every ingredient that they've not shown so far. They've got a corner though, and it'll be taken by Albert. swinging corner. Handball, and Rangers have got a penalty. Well, an immediate reply. Stepping up is the number 11, Albert. You can see it there. Unlucky for Shelbourne, and unlucky for McCarthy. To get them back into game and resurrect the season. Albert, and he does it. Sends Goff the wrong way. And maybe that will provide the spark of inspiration that Rangers have needed.
Well, certainly it was a very silly thing for McCarthy to do, no matter how ominous a goal seems. Don't put your hand up and give away a penalty, but so competently dispatched by Alberts.
What a game we've got here. Shelbourne 3, Rangers 1. And the thing is that Shelbourne look likely to score when they come forward almost at every time in this second half. We noted how Rangers were leaving themselves a little open at the back. They were punished literally a minute after we said it. And maybe there's more goals in it yet, but what a night of European football here on Eurosport. So early into the season. This is Johansson. Rangers coming forward. Johansson can't get the ball in this time. Charging back to assist there was Morley. And you won't see a cooler, better finish on the European circuit this season than Morley's. Absolutely superb.
It was indeed, but it was right through the heart of the Rangers defence, and really the coach will be really disappointed.
Ferguson, another shot, good save once again, that shot from Albert.
Alberts is happier in that position because it gives him the opportunity to get right there in the heart of things, get a strike or two of goals, and we saw the power with which he can hit the ball, and once again a tremendous save by Goff.
Well, remember that does constitute an away goal for Rangers in this tie, a vital away goal as well. Remember, we're here after the tie was switched for security reasons to Prenton Park. This is Johansson. That's a decent ball, and it was just a little too far there for Amato. But there was plenty of time there for Van Bronckhorst to measure his cross.
He looks a very accomplished player, and he's playing out of position tonight, I would think. But that was a delightful ball, and really you would be looking for Amato and Gordon Jury to be attacking that ball. It was a beautiful flight in behind it, eliminated the defenders and gave them a chance to get a header on goal.
Well, the noise being generated by the 6,000 or so in here is equivalent to about 3 or 4 times that now. Here's Rutherford, gets a good ball across once again, and Morley was lurking on the back post. Jonas' turn to get play underway. Amaruso. Porini. 9 is Gordon Jury. In front of him, standing his ground, is McCarthy. 8 is Ferguson. Making his way forward is Van Bronckhorst. There was space there for him. Now away comes Baker. Well, again, just a little overexcited. Getting the ball downfield, but it'll give them some respite in the defence, which has been again under almost constant siege since the second half began. Van Bronckhorst ball forward. This is Amato, who's drifted out a bit after a promising opening 5 or 6 minutes from him at the beginning of this half. Baker intercepts once more as Rangers give possession away. Four is Petric. The chase to cover it out is Gagan. Big week of football, remember, on Eurosport after last night. Germany's 4-1 defeat of Spain and England's 1-0 victory over the Republic of Ireland in the UEFA Under-18 Championships. Remember, that's all looks as though it's heading for an England-Germany final on Sunday. You'll be able to see that live on Eurosport. A Rangers substitution about to be made, and don't forget, tomorrow night, Ajax against Copenhagen at 6 o'clock, followed by Germany against Portugal at 9 o'clock, and then on Saturday another high-profile friendly as Ferguson, that's Ian Ferguson, is about to come on for number 6, Jonas Tern. As we're seeing, another high-profile friendly, PSG against Athletic Bilbao, and that is on Saturday night. And then another full week of football next week as well. So a seamless year of football on Eurosport as we get into this new season. And what a start we've had here at Prenton Park tonight. Shelbourne 3, Glasgow Rangers 1. And on the cards, potentially one of the biggest shocks, certainly in Rangers' illustrious European history, should they of course carry this through a second leg. Well, remember, they've got to go to Ibrox next week, and it will be a whole different atmosphere there than it is here. The most difficult part then, Billy, is still yet to come though for Shelbourne.
Well, it certainly is, and there's a lot of football to be played in this game still, but you know, the thing that will be annoying for Rangers and really disturbing them is the fact that without being in the game all that much, whenever they get possession, Shelbourne look as though they're likely to score.
Amaruso's crossfield ball again, a little too much pace, is greeted with rapturous applause and cheers from the travelling Irish contingent away to our right. Has temporarily abated here, but it still made the surface a little greasy, and perhaps we've not seen the last of the defensive mistakes. Amaruso's ball forward. Need a little more assistance in there, take some of the heat off as Rangers come forward once again. They don't have to wait too long until Rangers just concede possession. And back they have to go. 4 is Petric. Van Bronckhorst. Shoving the back on Amata, but he keeps his legs well. But a good challenge there by Scully. And Kelly is badly challenged there by Ian Ferguson, who's only been on the field a matter of seconds. And a yellow card given to Ferguson, who was really nowhere near the ball there, Billy.
No, he was certainly very late, and you know, but it was a careless pass by the other Ferguson, young Barry Ferguson, and really he put Ian Ferguson in problems. Certainly can have no complaints about the booking. The referee, in actual fact, has handled the game very well, because that's the first booking he's made in the game, and you would normally think with contest played at this level there might have been 1 or 2 more bookings, but certainly he's let the game flow and he's kept it very fast.
Well, the credit to the teams as well. There's some of the joyous Irish supporters that have made their way across the Irish Sea. Well, the expression hasn't changed so far on the face of Dick Advocaat. It's almost as if he's waiting for his side to wake up as Kelly is taken from the field momentarily. Well, it looks as though he's okay. Rutherford, he's been a bit quiet in the second half, Rutherford, not been in the play as much as he was during the first.
Certainly the Rangers have been a lot more positive in the second half, and particularly on that right-hand side, he's had to do most of his work going back the way to look after Perini breaking in that right-hand side.
Shelbourne just using up as many minutes as they can without incurring the wrath of the referee as the rain begins to come down once again here at Prenton Park. And this is not going to make it easy, this, Billy. It's a real flash storm, this, almost. That's a good turn. Still going Albert. Final ball was very poor. Headed back up in the air though by Ferguson. Amato is there. Amato! Good save by Goff. He doesn't seem to be the quickest player, but he had the beating of his man there.
But he's very sharp, good control, knows exactly what he wants. There's one thing in his mind inside that box, and that's to have a strike at goal.
But he has certainly been in inspirational form this evening, Goff. Petric. Van Bronckhorst does well to cut inside his man. Reasonable delivery, but just a little too near the goalkeeper at the end, though. Well, I wonder what odds you could have got on this before the start of the game.
I think you'd get any amount of odds on this had you suggested this. In fact, you might have ended up in an asylum somewhere had you suggested a scoreline like this. But that's what football is, isn't it?
Well, they are the Rangers supporters. Barely quiet for a minute during the build-up to this game and for the opening 15 minutes, but even they, well-seasoned travellers that they are, cannot quite believe what they've seen so far here this evening as Amoruso plays that ball forward. And this is no good for Rangers. They need to get the ball down. You can see the rain beginning to just pour straight down on this field. Nimi, the goalkeeper, has literally had nothing to do apart from pick the ball out the back of the net on 3 different occasions. Amato again dropping deeper, looking for possession. Ferguson. Porini with the throw. 9 is Jury, intercepted by Gagan. 10 is Amato. Does well, McCarthy's there though, still going Amato. One way then the other, but then good play by McCarthy. Well, again another generous decision perhaps from the referee.
Certainly instigated by the assistant referee out there, but it's difficult just to see whether or not McCarthy was holding, but Amato is a real handful when the ball's in his area.
Danger here for Shelbourne. 2 still back for Glasgow Rangers. Guarding the lone Shelbourne striker. There's Amoruso, there's Porini, there's Amato. That's a good delivery. Again, it was well defended though, Billy.
Good delivery and a difficult one to defend positively, and really the defender's got no option but to play over his bar as he does here.
Well, McCarthy and Scully combining, and it's back across the edge of the area, and it's off the line. It's still not clear, and is it over? Yes, it is. Skidding across there, and take your pick as to just who got the final touch on that.
Well, certainly I don't think you could argue with Amato. He's definitely claiming it, but you know, good goal line clearance there. We see that, and Amato really does strike it, and yeah, you have got to give it to him.
Definitely a right decision. Definitely the right decision.
Certainly was, and Amato, good finish, and he'll be happy. That's his first goal for his new club.
Desperately unlucky, though. I mean, they almost cleared it, just jumped too soon, and the keeper, Goff, who's done nothing wrong all night. But they were all back there. Gagan, McCarthy, Scully and Baker scrambling around, but that ball was buzzing around really quickly. And this is the type of reply that Dick Advocaat would have expected from his side of very highly paid international players. But it must say, it didn't look like it until a couple of minutes ago.
No, I think the biggest thing is that he was looking for a response in the second half, and he certainly got it. Amato, for me, has made a big difference up front. He's been sharp, alert, not so much there, but looking for the ball and always wants to be involved in the thick of things.
Petric. That now has got the Rangers fans singing. 2 away goals, remember, they now have. Here's Van Bronckhorst. Got to go for the return, is he, Van Bronckhorst? He's still there, Van Bronckhorst! 3-all! When will the drama end here at Prenton Park? But it was a very well-worked move once again. Intelligent running then from Van Bronckhorst. But what about that for a little back heel?
Well, it was a real quality goal because Van Bronckhorst made it, broke from midfield, knew exactly where he was sent the pass into Amato, holds out well, and that back heel worked to perfection. But a tremendous finish by Van Bronckhorst. But it's all changed now.
Well, incredible stuff here we've had tonight. From 3-0 down, literally 7 or 8 minutes ago, Rangers are back level at 3-all. Well, it's coincided, I think, with there's the weather. And Rangers forward again. This is Johansson. They're going for the victory here now. Johansson still going. Van Bronckhorst with the throw. Petric, the celebrations are beginning once again. They've suddenly regained their voices. Amoruso. 14 is Ferguson. Well, it'll certainly be interesting to see who claims that third goal, that second goal, by the way.
I'll put my money on Amato.
9 is Gordon Durie. Amato, here he is. Durie continues his run. Edge of the 6-yard area he is now. Here's Amato, still going. Still going, Amato. It looks as though he'd gone left, found the space, and then cut back inside and defeated himself almost.
He certainly likes that ball, doesn't he? He likes taking it to opponents and to defenders, but you know, I think it's been a much more impressive performance, obviously, and it's all down to the width that he has created. His system wasn't working in the first half. He changed it, put Johansson on the left-hand side, got Perini to break down that right-hand side, put Amato up to support Durie, and things have worked for him.
Well, they cannot quite believe they were 3-0 up against Glasgow Rangers. Remember, we said Kilmarnock last year just hung on for a 3-2 victory over Shelbourne. But Abmagar breathing a huge sigh of relief here because his team were literally embarrassed for over an hour by the part-timers from Ireland. But this game is not over yet. '14 is Fenlon looking for Rutherford, and Perini guiding it out. Now, there are a few sides, Billy, around Europe that can match this for following in terms of vocal support and volume. Incredible.
Well, they've certainly got vocal support, and you know, the team in the second half, well, particularly after going 3-0 down, have given them something to cheer about, but certainly a much more impressive performance the second half.
But is there something that you can put your finger on there? Because, I mean, after they went that third goal down, I mean, was there something that happened, something that we could see that actually turned the game around? I mean, there didn't seem to be anything new from the beginning of the second half.
Well, they got the first goal very, very quickly, and they got it very cheaply. I felt at the time McCarthy put his hand up needlessly. You know, okay, it's all very well that you think the ball's going over your head, but you're never entirely sure that the forward is going to get a good strike at goal. Put your hand up, you give a penalty kick away, and you put the game back in the chances of the other team, and that's what happened. Albert Stewart, the penalty kicks so competently, and bingo, they're now 3-all.
Sheridan is on. The number 9 for Shelbourne. they're still getting behind their side. Still plenty of noise coming from the Irish as well. Now, can they come back from being pegged back to 3-all and stun Rangers again? They've got just over or just under a quarter of an hour remaining. And this is where Rangers have looked, quite frankly, a bit of a mess defensively. Well, that wasn't the best of deliveries, but they still might get some comeback here, Shelbourne. Fitzgerald. And Johansson, who's certainly been pretty impressive, and Albert's there across to cover. Long throw coming into the penalty area, is there? Leaves it for the number 9, Sheridan. Just come on the field, Sheridan. Baker gets the ball back again. Desi Baker still going, needs to get it across now. And it's just behind for a corner, is it? Yes, it is. Bit of a weight problem there, Bill. Now, Fenlon with the corner. That's not a bad delivery. The keeper came again before deciding to step back onto his line. It looks very, very undecided.
Did the right thing eventually, though. He stayed on his line, allowed his defenders to clear the ball and to deal with it, and that was the right thing to do.
These, as we said, very tricky conditions to defend set pieces and corners from. Another one flies in there. Sheridan's there. Can't get hold of all we can now, though. Sheridan gets his foot to the ball, but it's walloped clear downfield. Shelbourne keep possession, and then a bit of a mix-up between Rutherford and Desi Baker. Again, Shelbourne seem to have... this is maybe what Shelbourne should have been doing, perhaps, Billy. Instead of sitting back, inviting Rangers to come at them, there was an awful lot of pressure for 15 or 20 minutes inside this second half. And maybe they should have done what they're doing now, which is come forward a little bit more and give the Rangers defence something to think about.
I think they were forced into defending as much as anything else. You know, all of a sudden, Rangers pushed two players through the middle, had wide players, particularly Johansson on the left-hand side here. But, you know, they've been forced into this. Rangers have definitely lifted the level of their play in the second half, or indeed, since they lost that third goal.
The 3 is Amoruso. Petric. Johansson, they're not tight on Johansson. They're allowing him to get control of the ball and run at them. Johansson, that's another good ball. 4-3, and it's Amato. Well, this time it's too much as the crowd spills onto the field to embrace their new hero. What an incredible turnaround.
Well, he certainly knows how to put the ball in the net, but a good run here from Johansson. A delightful ball right to the back post, and you can't leave this fella unmarked in that area, and Shelbourne have certainly paid the penalty. But what an astonishing turnaround.
Well, they certainly haven't been tight enough on Johansson. Smith has been allowing him far too much space to bring the ball under control and then choose just where he wants to go. And that was an absolutely pinpoint perfect cross for Amato. And all he had to do was put it past Goff.
Well, he certainly got lots of pace, but it's all down to the manager appreciating that he hadn't chosen the correct players in the first half. He's put out a team in the second half with a little bit of pace down this left-hand side. Perini pushing forward, and Amato certainly proved that he can finish if you give him the opportunities.
Well, who'd have believed it? 3-0 up Shelbourne were after an hour, and they're now 4-3 down. still some more goals left in this final 7 minutes. This man will go on the hunt. Amato, but he's covered this time by McCarthy. But Shelbourne are looking a little tired now, Billy.
Well, they must be totally disillusioned and shattered, because at 3-0 they looked as though they were going to get an incredible result, but really it swung round the other way, and that's down to attitude and a positive aspect from Rangers. Certainly they got the luck with that first goal, the penalty kick, but from then on in, they've really proved that they can play, and they've got pride in their performances.
More danger then here for Shelbourne as Rangers have another corner. It's another in-swinging delivery, and it's another penalty. No. Well, the referee slightly undecided. We've got to pick this one up here again. Now, was Amato fouled? Well, the referee was certainly no hesitation whatsoever.
No, it's a clear penalty kick, and you know, once again it was McCarthy, and it's astonishing.
And once again, it will be the number 11, Albert, sends him the wrong way again. Rangers 5, Shelbourne 3. Well, really, just as Rangers were falling apart from every corner in the first half, Shelbourne have been doing it in the last 20 minutes. Quite incredible turnaround in this game. You'd have to look at this game, Billy, and say, did Rangers take this side too lightly at the beginning of this match, or was Shelbourne really 3 goals better up to 1 hour into this match?
I think there's a combination of both. I think they did take them perhaps just a little bit lightly. Paid the penalty simply because Shelbourne hit them on the break, and you know, if you really analyse it, with about 4 chances at goals, they scored 3 goals, but you know, since then Rangers come back. Certainly the penalty kicks were given away very, very cheaply, and it's astonishing to see the same defender handle the ball twice in the same match.
5 away goals, enough to see Rangers through?
I would have thought so.
Well, Goff, who'd had such a good game, and in fact has had such a good game, to end it being beaten 5 times, it's just quite incredible. And somebody's going to write and say how many times I've said incredible in the past 15 minutes, but you've got to be here, I suppose, Billy.
Well, it's incredible because he's had a good game, and he's not had,
incredible.
I know that, it's incredible, it really is. He's not had a chance with any of the goals.
Well, a real shame. The game and the victory may belong to Rangers, but the night surely must belong in some small way to Shelbourne for the performance up to this first hour. Just a few more minutes remain then for Glasgow Rangers here, and an almighty let-off they've had. Jury makes his way into the penalty area, waiting for the ball to be delivered by Porini. And a long-range effort, and I wonder whether they're going to get that ball back. I doubt it.
Oh, it came back very quickly, didn't it? They want some more goals, don't they?
Well, it's certainly not going to get any easier for Glasgow Rangers as the rounds progress in the UEFA Cup. But we said at the beginning that it would take some time for this side to function, or begin to function as a unit. We've already seen a change in thinking from Dick Applegate. He wasn't afraid to change his system. Began with a 4-4-2, and it's not the way he's finished, as you can see from the start that we've been playing, which has brought Rangers back into the game. But that, Billy, surely is the measure of a good coach. Realises when something is wrong and actually does something positive about it.
I think very much so that he did do that at half-time. Obviously, he had a great deal of thought in that first half. His system wasn't working for him. Came out, Johansson on the left-hand side has been very impressive, but for me the biggest feature of it was the fact that Amato looked so comfortable, so hungry in and around that box, and it has all come from.
And this is Sheridan. Can they get a goal back? Is there something left for Shelbourne? One more high on a night that has already brought them so many. Desi Baker's corner. Cleared though, powerful header by Petric. A potential 2-on-1 situation there. And Ferguson is down injured. Shelbourne are intent on getting the game underway, but I think they just didn't actually notice that he was down, and he will actually have some attention given to him as we approach the final minute of the game. So summing up, would you use the word incredible then?
Not again, surely, Tim. A man of your intelligence can do better than that. But it has been an incredible game, hasn't it?
Rangers break. Now there's 3-on-1 over the halfway line if they can make it pay here. 14 is Ferguson. Shelbourne back though. But there's still plenty of space here. That's another good delivery and another chance, and that was a good block challenge. McCarthy there. Gordon Jury, he's had very few opportunities in this second half, which is surprising considering the number of goals. He's had a quiet 45 minutes, Gordon Jury.
He's worked hard in that position, but the difference in the second half is that...
Another chance here. They're just trying to tee it up. This is Amato still going! Oh, that would have been a real class finish by Amato.
He's got a real nose for goals, though. He's illustrated that, but prepared to take people on, gets himself into a very comfortable position and really miscues the shot.
Well, of course, there is the forgotten man of Negri, who's actually playing with the reserves at the moment, Billy. And no way back for him, surely.
I wouldn't have thought so. I don't think there is a place for him. I think that they're trying to get him another club.
Now they're coming forward once more. That's Desi Baker. That's another chance for Shelbourne to get another goal there. There was an opening there momentarily for Baker.
Snatched at it, never looked comfortable on it, and really missed a reasonable opportunity. But go back to Gordon Jury. One of the things that's been happening in the second half, because of the width that was created, the front players are in the areas where they're likely to score, and although we haven't seen a lot of Jury, we've certainly seen enough of Amato to suggest that he can be a goal scorer.
But he's still a tremendous hard worker, isn't he, though, Gordon Jury?
He's a threat, good pace, prepared to work hard, makes lots of runs, and yeah, could be a good foil for Amato.
Just a couple of minutes of injury time then to go here at Prenton Park. Rangers not in any particular hurry now. And that's one area Niemi hasn't really had a lot of chances to make up for the mistakes of earlier on. Petric's ball downfield. Goff, as we said, had such a great game. And to end this night, he'll wake up tomorrow morning and wonder how, as the whole team surely will. They conceded 5 goals in a little under 17 minutes. Well, they've done just about enough to make sure they're still on speaking terms with the manager, Glasgow Rangers. I'm sure he will have something to say about that first hour's performance from his side, Billy.
I think obviously he had a few words at half-time, because he certainly saw a different Rangers team in the second half, but he'll have learned something as well about his players, and in this situation it's when you do learn about the players, and he'll have seen that he's had a team that had pride in their performance. They saw themselves go 3 goals behind, but once they got the first goal, there was only going to be one winner.
20 is Kelly, has the ball taken off of him. And Shelbourne win a free kick just inside the Rangers half. Get it going quickly. Looking for Rutherford down there. Such a great battle with Porini in the first half. Andy came out on top.
He's not been such an attacking threat in the second half simply because Porini put his personality onto Rutherford and forced him to play in his own half where he wasn't comfortable.
As Fenlon swinging his bit of the ball, but the free kick had been given the way of Glasgow Rangers. 12 is Van Bronckhorst, closed down by Desi Baker. 9 is Jury, goes down under a particularly heavy challenge. Play on, says the referee. Fitzgerald gets another bite of the ball. Fitzgerald. Baker tries to bring it under control, but Bronckhorst shrugs him off and is then brought to the floor by Fitzgerald. Play on, says the referee. Johansson again. That's another great ball across by Johansson. They're queuing in the penalty area. This time, though, Shelbourne a little more alert to the situation. Fenlon in there at the last to save the day once more. And that was Gordon Dury. Well, maybe that's been the difference, or it's going to be the difference rather, Billy, is the fact that possibly in recent years, maybe not being disparaging about the previous management team, but maybe someone with Advocaat's experience of realizing situations that need to be changed and having the experience to actually go with a decision that can make a fundamental change in the way the game has gone.
Well, they certainly made the right decision tonight, but you've also got to remember the quality and the standing of the team that he was playing against.
Well, that is the final whistle here at Prenton Park. And the final score, Shelbourne 3, Glasgow Rangers 5. Up until 1 hour, Shelbourne led 3-0 before an onslaught from Glasgow Rangers brought them 5 goals in 17 minutes. A marvellous night's entertainment here from Prenton Park. And the Shelbourne team go over to salute their fans. They're going to wake up and just wonder where it went wrong in the second half. But they've done their club really proud tonight.
Well, they have. I mean, they gave their all. They were on the edge of creating a real surprise, but it wasn't to be.
We'll take a short break.
Official beer of World Cup '98.
Reggie, my highly efficient rehydration counselor, insists I fly Air Canada's executive first, so he's sure I've got my very own water supply.
Give me that! Go!
Little details and a lot of legroom make our executive first a breath of fresh air.
Calme protects you with MSK. Calme Intelligent Stunts that avoid your injuries. Calme. After all, scenic mobiles with Pentium processor with MMX technology are much more economical than Frogs, Princes or anything. Siemens next off, personal computers.
What do you see? What you see is a car that offers the ultimate in drivability and dependability. What you see is a car that not only looks better, but has a body armor that lasts. What you see is a car whose every detail is checked to ensure it's as reliable as it is ingenious. And what you see is a car that is as economically beautiful as it is beautiful to behold. What you see is a Hyundai. So prepare to want one.
Welcome back then. We're live here at Prenton Park. Myself, Tim Capel and Billy McNeil. An astonishing night of football we've had. Shelbourne 3, Glasgow Rangers 5. And astonishing and incredible are those two words that we use rather often. But they really did sum up the proceedings this evening.
Yeah, it was an unusual night, shall we say, that, you know, it looked as though Rangers were dead and buried. An hour played, 3-0 down. Got the break of the first goal and then took Shelbourne apart after that.
OK, we're going to have a look at some of the goals again. Now, this was the opening goal, Billy.
Great run by Baker on the right-hand side. But the ball into the middle, really. Perini's got no chance. He's got to make some contact with the ball, makes the wrong contact, ends up giving an away goal. But
any fault to the goalkeeper there?
No, I couldn't blame the goalkeeper there. This one, he leaves his line, and once he leaves his line, he's got to make connection. Never in a position to do anything with it. And there you see, Rutherford reacted quicker than the Rangers defence.
Well, of course, it's a two-legged tie, remember, as we have a look at the third goal. Now, this really was a very cool piece of finishing.
It was. Delightful piece of finishing. Waited till the goalkeeper made his move, took his time and just delicately placed it over him. And at that stage it looked...
And that was on the hour, yeah. And that looked as though it was game over.
It looked like game, set, and match, didn't it?
But then we had the instances with the penalties, and there was a couple of decisions that went Rangers' way with free kicks, but McCarthy then with two inexplicable handballs. Just nervousness, I suppose, in trying to just keep a hold of the lead that they had.
I suppose so. He knew he was underneath the ball, certainly, but when he put his hand up, it was an obvious penalty, and really Albert's dispatched it brilliantly.
Now, talk about the substitutions that Rangers made at half-time. We saw the introduction of Amato and Johansson. Now, Johansson was playing out wide. He was given an awful lot of space, wasn't he? I mean, neither Fitzgerald never really got close enough to him.
No, he didn't, but I felt he made a big contribution to the second half. But there's that first penalty. We didn't see the offence, but look how competently that's dispatched, and that was a real lifeline for Rangers at that stage.
I was going to say, how important was that for them to... I mean, they've been trying for an hour and they'd not got anywhere, but to get one back as soon as Shelbourne had gone 3 ahead.
Well, this is the next one. There's a little bit of luck about it, but
there was a question, but maybe that ball actually drifted out of play.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he retrieved it. He got the break there, but the goalkeeper's so unfortunate there not to have completed the save. But you know, you've got to compliment the matter. This one was magnificent. There's the back heel, and look at Van Bronckhorst. He knows exactly where he wants. Not a lot of room to tuck it away there. Does it so competently.
Well, that's the difference. Smith again just failing to pick up the continuing run of Giovanni Van Bronckhorst. Now, of the new signings, of course, don't forget that we've not seen Andrej Kanchelskis. We've not seen Rob Wallace, of course. There's injuries as well. Don't forget they still have got Negri. This is a very, very powerful team, more so perhaps this year than at any other time in the past few years.
Well, it certainly looks that way, and there looks to be a powerful threat up front. There's no doubt whatsoever about that. Amato impressed me very much tonight. Van Bronckhorst did very well in a strange position. Much more comfortable in the second half when he had someone on his left-hand side. But
This was the other penalty that came just moments after, and McCarthy again a second handball.
Inexplicably, yes. But once again, the goalkeeper guesses wrong again, and very calm, very cool. You know, no danger of what he was going to do. This was a marvellous run by Johansson. He takes the full back on, gets in enough position, but poor defence, they're all drawn towards the ball, but that's Amato makes himself a little bit of space, and good header, dispatches that one well. He'll be delighted with his performance tonight.
That's it then for us from Prenton Park this evening. Myself, Tim Capel and Billy McNeil. Join us again tomorrow. We're off to Copenhagen for Ajax of Amsterdam against Copenhagen in a friendly match. And later on tomorrow night, there's also Germany against Portugal in the UEFA Under-18s. Germany, very impressive indeed. And it could be all lining up for England against Germany in the final on Sunday, a game which, of course, you can see live on Eurosport. We've had an astonishing night here at Prenton Park. We'll leave you with the final score of Rangers 5, Shelbourne 3. From myself, Tim Capel and Billy McNeil, a very good evening to you all.
Eurocups with active driving, active safety, Subaru.